We are talking about a fixture that has stood here on UNC's campus for more than 100 years. This morning, anyone that comes to campus, walks through here, will see that the controversial Silent Sam monument is here no more. Lena, fences surround the future Parkside Elementary School as crews work to finish up construction. Parents I spoke with were rather happy about the new school slated to open next August until they saw the student reassignment plan. There have been few signs of Stewart since yesterday afternoon. Police say he pulled his girlfriend out of a car from this fire station parking lot. Then he drove off with her two young children inside. Bill, police are now working to figure out what led to the shooting, but neighbors we spoke with said a dispute started over something as simple as where I am standing. A parking space. We are on our way to Raleigh. We're still in Durham, but we're making our way. And as you can see behind me, these teachers did not come empty-handed. They have a lot of posters. Some of them spent all night long working on these. You can see a lot of people are now coming out, taking pictures, trying to assess what's going on. I want to bring you to Judy Kincaid. You said you've lived here about 40 years. Tell me, have you ever seen something like this?
Not at all. Not at all.
It is starting to stick, and I want to show you this umbrella here. I put it on the ground about 10 minutes ago, and you can see how much snow it's already collected here. The site here on Horseman's Trail really is incredible. Several trees uprooted 9 or 10 feet in the air. The family that lives in this house is just thankful the tree didn't fall the other way. First runner of the day got here at 2:45 this morning, and since then we've seen about 24 people show up here to the track.
There's our Emmy Victor playing the piano for us. She is live at a retirement community to explain a new program to support seniors as the older population booms in the Triangle.
Go, Emmy.
Frederick Hall ended up just a mile from where that altercation started, and now at least 3 videos and 2 news conferences bring even more questions than answers. This video shows earlier moments between Raleigh police and Frederick Hall, all in the middle of an intersection Friday morning. In this version, Hall is seen throwing punches at officers. One officer appears to use a taser. Following this moment, another view shows Hall pinned down to the ground as officers beat him. This video circulating on social media and the news alerted Doris Tomberlin that her son was involved. WRAL's Adam Owens watched the video with her.
What do you see in that video?
I see them beating him in his back with a billy stick and kicking him in his face and holding his hand down and beating him and stomping his hands and treating him like he's unhuman. And it's not fair.
Tomberlin says she does not know what led up to the altercation between Raleigh police and her son. She did say that he suffers from a mental disability.
And he worked all the time. Don't bother nobody.
Sweetest person, not violent.
Not violent.
And, according to family members, Hall was coming home from work when the incident happened. Those same family members were at 2 news conferences calling for answers.
Blessings and other blessings.
President Portia Rochelle of the Raleigh Apex chapter of the NAACP encouraged the community to come forward with any recordings of the incident to help Wake County District Attorney Lauren Freeman investigate.
Both sides of the story need to come forth to the community. We weren't there.
The family is now frustrated that they have not been able to see Hall at the hospital since the incident. Police tell us hospital policy does not allow visitors at this time. But one family member who apparently came to Wake Med to try to see Hall is facing charges. Wake Med police arrested 28-year-old Demetrius Hannon of Jacksonville. They charged him with trespassing. Lynette McLean thought this Christmas would be like any other. Her family hit the road to Charlotte only to receive a call that their house was on fire. This Christmas is one that Lynette McLean will never forget.
We were on our way to Great Whiplash. That was our kids' Christmas gift.
The McLeans quickly turned around and drove back to Durham. The place they've called home for 11 years was destroyed by a fire.
My kids have not known anything else but that house. And our first son passed away when he was 10 days old, and his ashes, his urn was in that house.
This is video from when the fire broke out. It started from the back porch and was contained in 30 minutes, all thanks to several neighbors who called 911 for help. Jay Melton is one of their neighbors.
I stepped outside because I noticed all their cars were still in the driveway, which led me to believe it could be somebody still in the house. So I ran out to make sure at that point there was nobody in the home.
Melton has children around the same age as the McLeans.
It makes me feel extra grateful for the blessings I have, because this could have happened to my home. This could have happened to my neighbor's home, which could have affected my home.
As for the McLeans, the fire was the last thing they would have imagined, but it did put Christmas in perspective.
Don't take anything for granted. You know, Christmas is about God and love and Christ. It's not about the presents and the material things.
The American Red Cross is assisting the family. In the meantime, they're staying with relatives until they can rebuild. A historic church with a paint job so bright, a place of worship with a sanctuary so dark.
Right here is the window line, but you can see it's already starting up in there. You know, I mean, that's over my head.
Flooding has prevented Pastor Floyd Benfield of Church of the Covenant from holding service here. The pews snapped in half, the piano flipped on its side, the busted windows. The pastor is in tears.
I didn't realize it for a couple of days. I had my Bible on the pulpit. It was a large print Bible because, you know, my eyes are getting a little bad.
The only thing that stayed intact was the American flag.
You can't put the flag down, you can't put us down.
6 feet of water swept inside the church during Hurricane Florence. The nearby Little River went out of its banks. The water has since receded, but the recovery is only beginning.
This is a beautiful little sanctuary. You ought to see it at Christmas when we decorate for Advent.
The church has served as a landmark in Spring Lake. It has sat here on Manchester Road for 110 years. Caution tape surrounds the church as the congregation starts to clean up. Benfield decided to keep this friendly face on the fence.
One side was real muddy, but the other side he was just grinning up a storm. So I hung him up. I said, that's the attitude we're all gonna have. Knocked down, but not crushed.